Good afternoon, and happy Thursday, everyone. You know, I've been thinking about this moment for quite a while, and stepping up on that stage today, it becomes very surreal. Today, what I'm going to share with you is not scholarly sourced. It is not peer-reviewed. In fact, I don't even have a list of references or citations. But what I do have for you is facts. What I do have for you is a true journey. A leadership journey about a person that's standing on the stage in front of you today. You see, I grew up in a small town of South Dakota. Yes, South Dakota. And as a young girl, I'll never forget my dad always telling me, be a leader, not a follower. And I remember him saying that every time I got out of the car, be a leader, not a follower. Every time before I went to a sports game, be a leader, not a follower. Yes, Dad, I get it. And to this day, I didn't really realize how much I appreciated that. Again, I grew up in a small town of South Dakota. I had a 4.0 grade average. I was on track to graduate as a Regent Scholar. I had everything going for me. I had great friends. I had a good support system. Was good at sports. It was all there. And a few months before my graduation, I found out I was expecting my first child. And standing up here saying that today, I can feel the weight that I felt the first day I found that out. But I'll tell you what, as I was on the plane here today, I was looking out the window and I thought, do I share this part of my personal story? And that's when I realized that's when my leadership journey really started. You see, the aspect of leadership, one of the aspects of leadership is ownership. Okay? Every day we make choices. We make good choices, we make bad choices. We have successes, we have failures. Okay? And at this point in my life, I had made some choices that I had a choice to take ownership of or not. It was up to me. I could let it define me, or I could let it help me grow, help me create a thick skin. The other aspect of the journey of leadership that I had was teamwork. At this point in my life, I was no longer me, right? It now became we. It now became us. My daughter and I became a team, and we would move forward. So I picked up and moved us away from home. We moved to a city in Sioux Falls. I started college classes, and I started working in retail. I had to make an income. I had to support. We had no family near us, didn't have any friends, but we did it. And I always knew I wanted to get into dental, okay? I wanted to get into dental, and these two guys interviewed me one day. They owned some dental offices in the South Dakota area, and they must have saw something in me. They hired me. They trained me on the job as a dental assistant. I then went to a dental assisting school. They supported me on that. I went back to hygiene school. They supported me on that. I was living the life. I was on the uphill, okay? And I was excited. I graduated, got my dental hygiene degree, and I went into the clinical side of dentistry working. I was going into an office in a company that I had already been part of as a dental assistant. I'd had this. After working clinically for a while, I was designated the team leader. This is pretty awesome. However, I faced a lot of challenges in regards to leadership that I was not prepared for. You see, nobody wanted to listen to me. Couldn't they see the passion I had, the drive I had? I was invested, I was there, but nobody wanted to listen. Nobody cared, nobody wanted to follow. I couldn't figure out why. In this time, I also started teaching dental assisting at the same assisting school that I had went to. And I was teaching in the evenings and also working during the day as a clinical hygienist. And every time I walked into the classroom, these students were all sitting there and they wanted to hear what I had to say. They were like sponges. They absorbed it. It was pretty amazing. And that's when it hit me. Why wasn't I approaching my everyday life like I was when I came into that classroom? It's really no difference, right? So that's when the awakening happened, and it was a great awakening. This awakening was, I was no longer walking into a dental office, I was walking into a classroom. And that's where I'm gonna ask you guys to just envision this with me. And look, you're no longer walking in the door to your workplace, wherever it might be. You're no longer walking in and so-and-so did this wrong, looks like nobody set the trays up today. There's the lab cases. Nobody decided they wanted to call on those, and Mary's sitting in her op, just like she does every day. We have things to do. Or you're walking in now, and all of a sudden we got a golden hook, all right? We got a golden hook. And when we walk in, we're hanging up our outside problems. And we're putting on our lab coat, our coat of professionalism, and we're rolling up our sleeves of leadership, our sleeves of professionalism. We walk in and we see the right in what everybody does. We see the wrongs, but instead we learn to train on those wrongs, help them to see why it's wrong, help them to build on themselves. Do you see the difference? Do you see the feeling and the difference in that approach? It's very, very important. And if we go in having that approach, people start to listen. They start to care. You're no longer walking into a group of employees or team members. You're walking into a classroom of students, and you're the instructor. And they're there to see you. They're there, they showed up, because you're going to be influencing them today. I don't care if you're walking to the dental office. I don't care if you're walking to the police office. Wherever you're walking into, it's now students, if they're no longer your employees. You will have A, B, C, D employees, just like you're going to have A, B, C, D students. But you're going to take that D to a C, that C to a B, that B to an A. I'm telling you what, if you start to believe in someone, it's pretty amazing on what will be accomplished and what they can see in themselves. You guys, we're moving together today, no longer as me, Meaders. We're moving together today as leaders in this together. And we're gonna do it having a positive mindset. Every day we wake up, we must be positive. It's a choice. It's not easy. It's hard. We have to approach it with a positive mindset. And I'm excited to share a lot more of my journey with you, because it continues and it goes on. And there's a lot more to it, especially when you take that M in the me and you flip it around, and now it becomes the W in we. Some pretty cool things happen, and I'm going to share that with you the next time that we meet. But before I leave today, we're going to get a little exercise in. And if I say a statement and it applies to you, I'm going to have you stand up. Who here's been skydiving? Okay, we got a couple standing up. Who here has a pet parrot? There we go, we got another person standing up. Who here swam with dolphins? And we got more standing up. You virtually, you can stand up too. Who here was granted the ability to wake up today? We all have something in common. We all woke up today. We were all bestowed a gift. Let's use it. Let's use it. We can mentor, we can coach, we can lead, we can inspire. We woke up today. That's a commonality between us all. So now, it's your choice. And what I'm asking you to do is own it. Thank you so much for having me.